Fish and Chums!
Hey, hi everybody, Gary Heydrich here for this week's Fish and Chums Fishing Report. First of all, I want you to say hi and happy birthday to one of my all-time favorite fishing buddies. Thank you for that kiss. Tuffy. Tuffy is 16 years old today. Say hi, Tuffy. Hey, we're out here at Lake Taneycomo. Let me kind of move the boat just around just a little bit. We're out at Lake Taneycomo today, fishing with my old buddy Catfish Rick Ellis, Tuffy and Toby, and we're having a good time. We caught several fish today, nothing great, a lot of stalkers. And if you're coming to Taneycomo this weekend, what I'd recommend is that jig bite. The jig fishing has been pretty good. I was using a 16th or 32nd ounce olive green or a brown jig or even a black jig with a little bit of chartreuse in it. Cast that out with 4-pound test, let it go down to a count of about 5 or 6 or 7, then just jig it back in, a slow roll. I know you can catch some fish by doing this. Catfish caught some fish on pink power baits, and so there's a pretty good bite going out here at Taneycomo. Even it was kind of a slow day, but we caught several. Other things that they're catching fish out here at Taneycomo was on air injected night crawlers, and they've been picking up some fish also on just the power bait. Oh, the pink Berkeley pink trout worm. Some people have been using the float up above, and also some people just bouncing it off the bottom. So trout, that pink trout worm. It's not that long. It's a good little bait. It's been good for the last 4 or 5 weeks out here at Taneycomo. I was out at Table Rock yesterday. Took the water temperature. It was 76 degrees, and Table Rock's been funny. Some of the people are having a hard time with the bite right now. Some people have been catching a few fish. Top water is fair in the morning hours. Nothing fantastic. I'd use the pop-ar, a smaller bait, and maybe the small spook, and the first couple hours of the day. But I tell you what, sometimes these fish are just coming up and slapping at that pop-ar I've been using. This is what I want you to do if this happens to you. Tie an extra rod and reel together with an underspin. This is an underspin right here, and there's a lot of little shad in the lake right now. So if you miss that topwater fish, pick up that underspin, throw it out, count it down to about 5 or 6, and then slow roll it in, and put a little shad body on that. That may pick you up a few fish this weekend. Let's see, elsewhere at Table Rock. Hey folks, they've been picking up some fish on the long points, the long gravel runs, still on drop shots. They've been getting down around 25, 30 feet of water. Use your favorite drop shot worm. Get right up off the bottom. Sometimes they're not on the bottom. They may be 5 to 8 foot up off the bottom. And once you hook that first fish, let it swim around a little bit. Stir up that little school. That may help you out. Who knows? And they've been picking up some fish on square-billed crankbaits. That has been fairly good. And we've had some pretty good reports bouncing it off some of the stick-ups and some of the just some of the trunks and so forth, debris out on the water near the bank, and that will united a strike sometimes. Some square-billed crankbaits. On windy days, you can pick up some fish on Table Rock on spinner baits along the bluff ends, and just off the bank around some of the stick-ups. But you have to have a little bit of wind. That really helps you a lot. Not too much to report on crappie at Table Rock this week. There's been a few people that know where their old sunken brush piles are. They're picking up a few crappie, and around some of the docks they're picking up some crappie at Table Rock. Also, they've been picking up some fish, walleye, but it's been real tough this week. They've been occasionally picking up a walleye off some of the points trolling. Speaking of walleye, Bull Shoals might be a good bet this weekend if you want to try walleye fishing in the mid-lake area and Oakland. It's been this way for the last couple of weeks. Trolling, I would say, a walleye diver or something, get down around 15 feet of water off the points and flats. And speaking of the flats, they've been picking up a few walleye on night crawlers just off the bottom in about 25 feet of water. Topwater fishing has been fair out at Bull Shoals in the first couple hours of the day, and windy days, spinner baits, square-billed crankbaits. So Bull Shoals may be a fair bet this weekend. You know, it's a transition time of the year on Table Rock, Bull Shoals. There's fish scattered. Some fish are deep, some are shallow. They're kind of in a bad mood, I think. So good luck if you go out there this weekend. Okay, Rick and I were out at Truman Lake the other day, the first of the week, and we had fun. We picked up a few fish. The crappie, we were up in the Osage. We're a little scattered. They were on a real light bite. You'd pop it down there along the hardwoods, and you'd get a real quick bite. We missed a lot of fish. I don't know how many drum we caught. We caught a lot of drum. And the crappie fishing has been pretty good at times. Excuse me, I'm rocking and rolling here. The boat just went by. It seems like some people have been picking up limits, other people have been struggling, but there is a pretty good bite at Truman. I'd really recommend it the upcoming weekend. Try the bluffs. Had some reports of people fishing off the docks the other day picked up several fish. And they've been picking up some fish in brush piles, hardwood, so try that at Truman. By the way, speaking of crappie, out at Lake of the Ozarks, a big increase in catching this week. They've been picking up some crappie, not only around the big condo docks. They've been picking up a lot of crappie at times, but some of these fish are moving now and off the bank and anywhere around some brush on Lake of the Ozarks. And pretty nice sized fish too. So it's really improved this past week. Lake of the Ozark, you may want to get out there and get bit by a big old crappie this weekend. Now I gotta apologize to you guys. Dagnabbit, supposed to give our $50 tackle giveaway this week right now. Which you know, I had all the hats, the names in the hats, and I was just going to mix all of them. We had a good response, by the way. Mix them all up, and I was going to have Catfish draw one out for me and announce it right now. But I was too anxious to go fishing today. I forgot my hat full of names. But I promise you, next week we will have that giveaway. I want to thank you for joining us out here on beautiful Lake Taneycomo in Branson. Picked up several trout today, had a good time with my buddy Catfish. And I do want to say this. We'd love to have you like and share, and be sure to subscribe. We want you to subscribe because we have all kinds of notifications coming up and other type of shows. So if you're a subscriber, it don't cost anything, by the way, you'll never miss out on anything here on Fishing Chums. And if you'd like to send us a photo or send us some information, ask any questions, just go to our email us I should say, at fishingchums@gmail.com. God bless you all. Happy birthday, Tuffy buddy. I think it's time to go get you a hamburger. Catfish and Rick and I are going to catch a couple more trout, hopefully, and see you back here next week. Bye.